So I think we can start with a short introduction about ourselves, where we are, what we are doing, what our travel next plans, and then I can introduce Rhodos because it's very suitable for summer, and I've spent there half of the year last year. Uh,
Mhm.
and then if you guys want to share some place, it's also very welcome for the summer. And yeah, if people will watch and recording, they can also add something in the chat. And I plan to do this regular meetings, like maybe once a month, to introduce some places that I've been to. I've been to 70 countries, and
Mhm.
I'm very welcoming people who can introduce some new places also for the group. And my intention is to create some kind of knowledge exchange, not in Facebook groups, but really where you can ask questions, where you can like share, and where you can maybe find a buddy with whom you can travel, or maybe you can travel to somebody else. So it's like a very free format, friendly format. So Vesgen, I see, joined. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you switch on your video that we can also see you?
Uh, I, I would prefer to keep it off if possible.
Okay. So I can start with introduction. So I'm Anastasia. Now I'm in Ukraine, and as you know, it's a war in Ukraine. So I think I will stay here not for a long time. And for summer, I'm planning to go to Rhodos, maybe in July, August, September, 3 months. And before, I'm thinking about Sicily. I actually found a very nice place in Sicily near Kite Spot, a house with 2 bedrooms, and for a very good price, because in June and July and August prices in Sicily are very high from what I saw. And I'm also considering this option, but I'm open for June for anything else as well, because I didn't book anything yet. In life now, I'm doing two things. It's online programs for self-development. I'm doing a program for how to find a soul partner based on Falling in the One from American teacher Catherine Thomas Woodward. And second, I'm teaching yoga. It's more like meditation, energy clearing, two types: abundance yoga and yoga of clearing energy of the past. And also, I do private sessions. And my second direction is organize communities, retreats where I am. Like, for example, last year we were in Rhodos with Tatiana, she's also here. And we established like mobile retreat center, and we made a retreat right there on the place. And we invited people from overseas, and we also invited people who were already there. And Tanya is teaching Tantra. So she was teaching Tantra, I was teaching yoga, and she was teaching massages and doing massages. So it was like kind of a beautiful addition to kite surfing, because I'm also a kite surfer. I organized kite surfing tours 7 years before COVID for normal tourists. And then I started to organize it for digital nomads, because they could like stay for longer, for 1 month, 2 months, and then it's much easier to learn kite surfing, and it's something that I like for myself. So I prefer to be in the crowd with people like me. So I did such camps in Elguna in Egypt, in Crete in Greece, and in Rhodos, and then again in Egypt in the hub. So I'm combining this spiritual work and kitesurfing work. And before I was doing like most of people corporate job 9 years, so I quit 10 years ago and started to travel. So I'm here to share with you what I can share and happy to share. And now I would like to listen about you. What are you doing in life? What are your next travel plans? What are your interests? Just to get the feeling of community here.
Yes. So I'm going to be 42 years old this year, and just working as a consultant in the IT area. The area which I'm working on. So like big companies who has some issues or projects on the CRM side. This is like, let's say, my premium area where I've learned and where I'm also leading projects on this one. And
Online? You can work online from
um,
anywhere?
I can work remotely. That's the good thing. So my employee just allows me to travel also in Europe, not every country. And if I do like say if I say in advance like 1-2 months that I'm going to this country, then I can also work remotely from there for a period of season. Otherwise, I will take vacations and try to cover my trip by vacations, right, and by my free time. And so I've just started this year with kiting. It's really I'm really in the beginning, right? It's like only body tracking, and that was everything at the end because we had like not the best perfect days to learn more, but it's just the beginning, right? And I want to continue this. I did snowboarding and skiing in the past decades, we can say, and I don't see it as sustainable anymore. And that's the reason why I want to go more into the kite surfing. And surfing itself was too challenging for me because I'm not living at the sea, and so the frustration level was also um, low in that area. And I said, okay, no, I'm not going to do just surfing, just try to go for kite surfing. I see more better achievements than just pure surfing. And maybe also something which I can do even after 10, 20 years or even longer, right? And I'm not dependent on my physical fitness like in the surfing, right? You need to be, for you need to have a kind of level of physical fitness, but I think it's different from kite surfing to surfing itself. And I was in Hurghada in Summer Bay in the beginning of April. It was nice. And the community here is growing in that area. And that is actually why I came into this channel, right? Because I saw like you are organizing these ship through the safaris, the kite surf safaris. And it was quite interesting to me. It's still interesting for me. Even as a beginner level, to have intensive days of kite surfing, learning other people, each get to know them, exchanging like ideas, exchanging experiences. Yoga is also something which I rudimentarily only do some moves to get relaxed, but it's not like that I had professional lessons or something like this, right? I have willing to learn to therapy myself if I need, because I see I don't want to make myself dependent on doctors or even hospitals around me, just to find one way where you can therapy yourself. And then that's the key, I think, also to travel the world, right? Yeah, if you have possibilities or a toolkit for therapying yourself, physically or inside mentally, then you are independent. And my name stays for free as an adjective. So özgür means in Turkish free. To be özgür means to be free. And yeah, I think that's also kind of part of my philosophy too. I'm more extroverted. That's maybe also the reason why I'm consultant, because you're traveling a lot. I traveled a lot, but when my daughters came into my life, then I just reduced it and to stay closer to the family. I'm not living with my family today in that time, but I see them frequently, and I just want to discover new places, which I will share later on with them in the future. Hopefully, they go also for this kind of sports where we have like the same interest in discovering these places later on. Yeah. And I like, I appreciate, right, everybody who has the attitude to build up a lot of pillars in their life, like you, Anastasia. You have, because of the circumstances, it's not easy, but despite on that, you have a lot of pillars in your life, different interests which you are building up and bringing people together. Really, it's nice, yeah? And I appreciate it. And hopefully I can also join to one of the activities in the future. Yeah.
And what are your travel plans for the summer?
Actually, I've traveled already. Just to say what I did in spring, I just like Mallorca, and I did Hurghada, and I was in Lausanne around the lake, and we was in France for hiking. So it was what happened just this year. And for summer, it will be again Turkey, because I have relatives and friends over there, and they have also, I've seen 1-2 spots which are nice for kite surfing, but maybe for advanced, I don't know. But Rhodos, it's interesting. Rhodos, just my friend returned back from Rhodos. He was in Rhodos, and he was staying in a hotel where there was somebody who is giving kite lessons, and he do it privately. He's a kind of digital nomad, and it was funny when I listened to him. I said, yeah, I had private lessons for 50 euros, and he was together with me in Summer Bay, where we paid 70 euros or something like this. And he said, okay, there was no boat. I asked the teacher, where is the boat if I, let's say, if I'm far away from the coast or something like this? And he said, I'm your boat. And then he just picked him always up, right, when he was like down with his kite, and pulled him to the coast, right? He was just in a snipping moment. He was just there for him and pulled him outside. And I think he was also from Macedonia, or he was from Moldavia, or somewhere he was, and he was very professional. And it was in Rhodos. And I said, oh, we need to go to the spot. Maybe if I can figure it out, right? Yeah. That's sounds interesting. So Rhodos it's not really on my plan. It's not like I have a list of this, but you traveled 70 countries, and I don't know. It's not like a panic, but I'm running against I'm running out of time, right? So I want to make it on the one way. I want to make it efficiently regards to my expectation, and maybe we will find time also to that I can provide my expectation, what I feel like is a vacation, is a trip, is a customer journey, we can say. Like, I took it from my SAP times, but like a travel journey where you say at the end of the day, this is something which everybody should, which I should really experience. I'm not looking for commercial things, right? Everybody's going like to the best coast of America. It's not, for me, it's not interesting. It's for me, it's like more nature, more getting linked to the nature, more getting linked to the natural things, and also with these trips, seeing people who are swimming on the same wave, or like this kind of things, right? Because if you go to Corsica, you have a kind of people meeting over there, right? You don't have like party people on Corsica usually. So maybe you have some, but not that much. If you go to Mallorca and you go to the party place, or to Kuta at Bali, right? Then you will find this party people, right? So it's like you show me where you are going to travel, and I say what kind of person you are, right? And I just want to make this fit out of it. I don't want to go for there are like cheap and extended travels, but it's maybe it fits maybe to my costs and to my expectation on costs, but it's not fitting to what I really feel inside myself. And yeah, and if you traveled already 70 countries, I think there is a lot of things to say here, and also to give a kind of warning if I have like a wrong expectation, to settle the right expectation, and then to be happy when I'm traveling, right? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So,
You're welcome.
Tanya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. Hello again.
Hello.
What a beautiful view you have.
I'm here now in Greece, Samos Island. That's a new place for me. Generally, I'm from Ukraine, but since 2 years, I'm living kind of a refugee in Sweden because of the situation in Ukraine. But from Sweden, I was traveling to Rhodos with Anastasia last year. I spent there a lot of time, and then around Europe, and just to Samos, I came back. I came from Germany also, from the Dortmund area. And I'm a teacher of Tantra. I have online school. I have students all over the world. I was living 3 years in Bali. I also have a community there and have some experience about life there. But like last year, last summer, I was like 3 months in Rhodos with Anastasia, and as she said, we established the mobile retreat center. We did some practices and massages, and for this summer also I have a plan to spend some time in Sweden, and also to go to Rhodos and to do private retreats there. I also started to be a kite surfer last year thanks to Anastasia. Yeah, and I found it very nice and cool and progressive for me. It's very cool. Coaching first of all for me, and then I like everything that is connected to the sea. I have diving license, and I like to go on a boat, and so everything that is connected to the sea is my love. So kite surfing now is the good combination of sea, water, water, sun and wind and my body, and it's kind of also kind of a philosophy of what I'm doing, what I'm living, like about Tantra and about to be connected to yourself and to enjoy and to, to be present and many other things. So I'm the beginner in kite surfing, and I want to continue because in Rhodos we have very good kite instructors also. So that's my inspiration. Yeah. But what else? I guess I told everything for now. Yeah, for now Sweden and then Rhodos, and for the summer for now is mainly Rhodos. Yeah, because of the ideas to create and to develop there some activities, to have some rest and study kite surfing and learning to dance, because in Rhodos there are good teachers of salsa, bachata, and tango, and to do the workshops and massages, and just explore new places in Rhodos. And I've been in 16 countries now, not so much. So this is my list.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I will show you some things about Rhodos. So do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, I can see.
So this is island of Rhodos.
Mhm.
And if you see the heart, it's our ex-house where we used to live. So Rhodos has two sides. One side is windy side, this one, and this one is not windy side, and it's more touristy side. And for example, Faliraki, Archangelos, Kalimpia are full of big hotels, full of tourists. Like there are a lot of sunbeds standing next to each other with a price up to 20 euros per sunbed. So it's like really packed. And here is airport in the Rhodos city. So actually it's more here, like where we lived, but it's called Rhodos Airport. And here is also the port, if you see the star, so there is a port. And Rhodos city itself, it's like ancient city. It has very big, really beautiful ancient city where you can walk at night, where there are a lot of bars, a lot of restaurants, nightlife, and also nightlife of any kind, even like in Thailand, strip clubs and all this stuff. But there are also very beautiful nightlife clubs where you can find, like in Ibiza maybe. And there are a lot of very, very, very tasty restaurants. So Greece, of course, is about the food. And in Rhodos city, you can find a lot of tasty restaurants. But also in small villages all around Rhodos, there are a lot of wineries, small restaurants, and things to do. For example, butterfly park, some ancient site, some mountains you can hike. You can go to the, here is for example a lake. So it's a lot of things to do, and I was living there around 4 months, and I still didn't see all. Also, I was traveling quite a lot. And about kite spot, one kite spot is here, where we lived, on the north. And second world famous spot is here in PRASONISI, on the top of Rhodos. So PRASONISI is very famous because the two seas are coming together, and there is always wind, and very strong wind. Like I was kiting with a 6th kite, and sometimes it was even too strong. And there wind is literally every day. So there are almost no days without wind. And it's quite packed from tourists from all over the world, but there is not so many things, there are not so many things to do there. It's like isolated, it's a big place, but like out there you cannot go, for example, to Rhodos city, it's too far. Out there you can go to LINDOS, which is like maybe 1 hour drive, but still you will not go every day to like to go out. Hi Karim.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I'm exactly in the middle of explaining of Rhodos, what I can tell about Rhodos.
Okay,
And then maybe after you could introduce yourself.
sure. Sorry for being late anyways. I had another meeting, but
Yeah,
I wanted to join anyways.
yeah. We will post the recording so you can, anyways.
Yeah, sure. That's nice.
Yeah. So in Rhodos you can do kite surfing as a beginner here on the Kremasti, where we lived. The village calls Kremasti. And there are some other villages, Ilesos, for example, where there are also kite stations. But for my taste, I saw all of them. For my taste, Kremasti is one of the best because it's it's one of the biggest. There is also one in Theologos, but it's further from Rhodos. It's around here. But you need more time to go to Rhodos, like around maybe 40 minutes. From Kremasti, you need with a car 20 minutes to Rhodos city. And itself, Kremasti is very nice village where you can go to restaurants, there is a church, there is a very nice market with fresh fish, vegetables. It's very nice for living. And Kite Station is very professional. They have everything there. They have beach boys. They have very good instructors. I checked all of them, so I can recommend you good instructors. They have rentals. They have storage. So they are good developed, and they are very good people. Like not commercial. The owners are Greeks. And they have a lot of Lithuanian trainers, whereas Theologos Kite Station is bigger, it's German, but there are a lot of managers, like not the owners are managing Kite Station, but like hired managers. And for me, Kremasti Kite Station was much more from the heart. Like it's my personal, of course, opinion. And they have rescue boat. And for beginners, I can say it's a good spot. It's not shallow, but it's not shallow also nowhere in Rhodos. But if something happens, they immediately send you a rescue jet and they save you, so nothing bad.
So how's the wind direction there?
Wind
Is it
direction
side shore
is,
or it's
side
offshore?
shore. Side shore. Mostly
Side shore.
onshore, but a little bit side shore. So if something happens, you will land on the land. But in Prasonisi, it's two sides, one for windsurfers, one for kite surfers, and it's straight onshore where kite surfers are, and there are waves. And it's very packed, so for beginners, Prasonisi is no go because it's like very, very packed. You have to pray that everything is all right. Yeah, so I will show you some pictures.
You mean as a beginner you have difficulties because there are a lot of people over there and starting.
Yes,
also
a lot of people,
they're practicing, right?
very strong wind, and
You mean in the
in
you mean at the center, close to the center of the place, you mean, right?
the place
In the north.
here, like on the
Okay, no, okay, got it. No, okay, then it's fine. Then it's fine. Yeah, that's that's nothing for beginners. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Tanya was learning there because so I will inspire you with some pictures. So if you were in Greece, you know that Greece has a lot of nice churches. There are so many churches where you can climb the mountain, breathe a very nice air, and it's very beautiful at the end. And there are a lot of nice views, mountains, and the food. This is my friend eating very nice food. This is the literally color of the water in Rhodos, so it's beautiful. It's like wow, it's like very, very beautiful. You enjoy it a lot, and this is
And
kind
you can see Turkey, right? This is Marmaris, right?
it's
Out there, like the
Marmaris,
mountains.
yes,
This is the mountains of Turkey, right?
yes. It's very
Oh, yeah.
close, and you can come from Turkey with a ferry. I think it's around 2 hours.
With the kite.
Yeah.
With the kite, it's 20 minutes. So I heard it from a friend of mine. He was in Rhodos and he had a teacher, and he said, "If I can do it to the other side, but once he is coming to the border, he gets some shoots from the military, so like warning shoots, and then he turns back again. But he can make it in 20 minutes, he said, when he has really good
20.
wind, right? 20 minutes,
Nice.
just imagine. Right?
Yeah, but from Rhodos to Turkey, right? Not from Turkey to Rhodos, because it's, I think it's
From Rhodos to
downward
Turkey, right? Yeah,
Ah, yeah,
from Rhodos to
okay.
Turkey. Yes, yeah. But he is very professional, so it's like you must be driving as hell, right?
So this is me in with the orange kite and in a pink shirt. So
This is so you have an air rush kite, huh?
yeah, I have Airash, but now I'm selling it and I will buy other brand, Elevate.
Elevate. Oh, nice.
So this is me and Tanya on the way to other side. And this is a very beautiful, tasty food. This is me on the kite spot. This is also kite spot in Kremasti. This is old city. This is again girls on the kite spot. And this is actually the station, so you have a place for elimination.
Pumping.
For pumping, and you have compressor. You have place to sit and to see the people.
You know, it's not recommended to use a compressor to pump your kite.
I know, but as a girl, I still do it. I hate pumping kites.
You know why they're not recommending to use a compressor?
Why?
Because first, the air is cold from the compressor, and then once you pump it, you have a false indication of the pressure. Because when you kite, you start the session, the air start to warm up,
Get warm, right?
and start increasing pressure. So you might have a false indication of the pressure. That's the only problem with the compressor.
So I do it since ever. So I survive.
Yeah, just to take care, because I used to kite in very hot places like Dubai and Houston. So it's really hot. So when you use the air from a compressor, the volume really change after you pump.
Interesting. Yeah. So this is old city. So it's like very beautiful. This is our coffees, food. The food in Greece is, of course, amazing. Salad.
Wow.
I'm getting hungry again.
It's a very nice place on the other side, near Faliraki, where
Nice.
very similar to Bali, where you can just see.
Have you ever kited in Bali? Because I used to go to Bali, but I couldn't find any kite surfing spot.
Yes, there are two kitesurfing spots in Canggu and in with S. How do you say?
Is it south or east or west?
Near on the other side.
Sanur.
Sanur, yes. Sanur and Canggu. Canggu is offshore. Sanur is more like flat water. But the kitesurfing in Bali is very uninspiring because the wind is dropping, and so
Not stable, right?
there is no rescue boat, and there are waves, and the wind in Canggu is offshore. So
It's interesting to kite in such a condition.
yeah.
If you like pains, Karim, that's fine, yeah.
So this is our beautiful dessert. This is other side, not windy side. Queen's Beach. The name is Queen's Beach.
Cool.
Again, food.
You're eating more than you kite, huh?
Yes, of course. This is big beach near Archangelos, and you see the mountain with old city. So it's everywhere there are old city, old architectural sites where you can go, and it's also interesting. And here, for example, the umbrellas cost 20 euros per umbrella. In our side, it's 3 euro. So, and here the beach is packed. And in our side, it's very empty, so because of the wind. So we went there, but not so often. And this is lagoon near Lindos. There is a very beautiful city, Lindos. This is Lindos with this very nice view. Old city is on the top of the mountain. This is also Lindos. And this is again kite spot.
You
Yeah.
this is you always get the kite on 12, I can see.
Yeah. This is old city. This is PRASONISI, you see? This is waves. There are waves, and it's like a
It's
very
strong.
deserted place without any shadow, and wind is very strong there. So there are some restaurants, but it's not right on the kite spot. This is on the way back because we were traveling all the way down, and then kited in PRASONISI, and then traveled from the other side all the way up. And on the way they sell different fruits and wines, and there is some church.
Yeah, you girls are very photogenic, I must say.
This is again our spot in Kremasti, and actually that's it. I can show you also some videos. This is, for example, PRASONISI, where I'm pumping. Very short video.
But is it onshore wind?
This is onshore, yes. And this is Kremasti. Yeah, so this is shortly about Rhodos. What else I wanted to share? It's about where to find apartments. From my experience in hot season, it's from July to August and a little bit June and September. Actually, September it's quite good season. In Airbnb, average price is 50 euro per night for a room or for apartment. And what I did, I booked for 1 month. It was 100, so 1,500, around 1,500. And then during this month, I walked around and bargained with local people and searched. And I found not so many, but I found some places where you can rent per month and for decent price. For example, around 650 was my next apartment. For one person, for two person, it was around 800. And it was without aircon. With aircon, it's 900, but it's still like double as little as you would pay in Airbnb. And also there are Greek groups, Facebook groups, where you can find even cheaper variants, like for 500 per month, but you have to maybe use Google Translate because they all post in Greek. You have to be on the site to see the apartments, because from my experience, what they post and what is reality is quite different. And what I found like a house with different small apartments. I think there are 14 small apartments, and it's very good for making some like community or like not retreat, because for retreat you need more luxury thing. It's like for nomads maybe who want to live there, kite surf and work online. So it's quite good. And it's in the center of Kremasti. They have a very nice garden, and it's 10 minutes walking to the beach and like 15 minutes walking to KITE station, and there are restaurants and markets close by. So there the prices are from 650 to 900. So this I can recommend and book for you, because why they do it so cheap? Because they are old and they don't know how to use Airbnb properly. So that's why they like give it for such prices. But most of things are more expensive, unfortunately. So that's why it's like it's better to search something in advance and online. But as I told you, I have already good connections there, so I can recommend something. Or you can bargain directly through Airbnb, maybe. But usually, from my experience in these 3 months, they are very strict. They don't want to give discounts because there are a lot of people. What else I did there? I organized community of digital nomads. Like some people were living in Rhodos city, some people in Ilissos. It's next to Kremasti, small village, and we did some trips together. We did some dinners together. With Tanya, we did morning tantra, and also we did such a service as tantra for couples, and like lessons in tantra. We just went to people where they are and did these lessons, because we didn't have any studio. We had just our garden. And we organized trips to places of power, like spiritual places where you can feel a lot of energy, you can do some meditation, you can do some clearing, and we did a lot of things like that. Because there are a lot of, like, for example, there is a temple of Aphrodite for women, there is a mountain of Zeus for men, there are a lot of such things as well. So the water is very warm, which I really love. For example, in comparison to Canarian Islands, it's really warm, like in Bali. So it's like full. And in comparison to Turkey, I was in Turkey only in one kite surfing spot in Akyaka. In Akyaka, it's so packed. It's much more packed than in PRASONISI, and a lot of beginners. And it's like you are going out, wind is onshore, and you just pray because the kites are falling every second.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
I think for it's a good. Actually, it's very beautiful place, Akyaka, but it's like, for me, too packed, and you have to pay entrance for the beach, and you have to pay entrance for kite school. Like you have to pay storage, and you need a car. So in Rhodos, in comparison to that, you don't need a car. You just pay for storage, and they include rescue boat and compressor and everything. And the wind is practically almost every day. In Kremasti, not all days, but most of the days there was wind. And in non-windy days, you can enjoy other things. So for me, it was quite fine that there were some days without wind. People are very hospitable. So people are just amazing in Greece, and in Kremasti especially. So they are very, very kind to us. That I also liked. From minuses, what can I say? That you have to get used to planes, because right near Kremasti there is an airport, and they don't fly at night, but they fly during the day, so you have to tolerate this sound. On the beach, you don't hear it so much, but there is a line where you can hear it really strongly. So after 1 week, you get used to it, but sometimes people, when they come only for 1 week, they they don't like it. So this is a minus. So in this case, you can, if you come only for 1 week, maybe you can stay like further from this line or in neighbor city, something like that. From pluses, there are a lot of like things to do in terms of nightlife, as I told already. There is also salsa bar. There are some places to dance salsa for those who dance salsa and bachata. There are village events, so like some music theater or some open markets. Also with minuses, I would say it's not such a big community as somewhere else, maybe because the kite station is not so big and there are not so much people, so it's plus for kite surfers, but for community it's more minus. And I had to invite people, I had to organize community there, because if you come alone, so it could be a little bit boring until you find some people. So that's why I created a chat and I made some events. So this is more minus.
Sorry, but did you try to kite in Egypt?
Of course, of course.
Oh, where?
I organized kitesurfing tours to Laguna 7 years in a row, and then I
Oh,
organized kitesurfing trips in the hub also last 2 years. So, and I spent this winter and last winter in the hub. So Egypt is my second place for autumn and spring, because it's not season yet in Greece. So Egypt, it's my second home, I would say.
okay. Okay. So have you been to Blue Lagoon and that, right? For sure.
And yeah, this is all I wanted to share. If you have questions, I think it's also good timing. We have like 1 hour already. So if you have questions, you can ask. If you don't have questions, you can ask in the chat later. So
I think it's
what do you say?
so now you're there in Rhodos, or
No, now I'm still in Ukraine, and you missed the beginning. I was saying that I'm going to Rhodos in July, and
July? Okay.
June I was thinking to go to Sicily. So it's still,
Sicily.
yeah, I've never been there, so I would like to discover. So
I heard it's a nice location as well. I used to have friends from Italy, and they were telling me like you have to come to Sicily, as it's a really nice kitesurfing spot.
but not only kite surfing is interesting there. It's like a mafia place, Sicilian mafia, food, Italians, culture. It's more than that.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, kite surfing there, it's not the best spot. There are a lot of kite surfing schools, around 25, I think. But it's also too packed, and I would not say it's better than in Rhodos, but there are other things that are interesting.
So between Egypt and Rhodos, or like maybe I would say Gona and Rhodos, which one do you prefer?
What do you
Like
say?
between Egypt and Rhodos, or like I would say Gona and Rhodos, which one is better?
It's different seasons. Like in Egypt in summer, it's super hot. You will not go to Egypt in summer,
But no, but you can kite in North Coast. Have you tried North Coast? But it's onshore. It's a little bit challenging because there's high waves, but it's a different it's a different game. I mean, like you have to have a surfboard, and probably you're gonna surf with the waves. It's in the north coast, and the weather there is really nice. It's like 28 degrees, and
No, I didn't. I tried only Dahab and El Guna.
north coast. I usually kite in, like when I go to in Egypt in summer, I go to north coast for sure. I don't go to Guna or Dahab because it's very hot.
And what
But
is the name of the place?
like north coast is like it's a very long coast. It's like 300 kilometers, but it's full of big resorts, I would say. So there is one place called Almaza Bay. It's really, really nice. You have to check it out. Almaza Bay. And they have a bay inside the Mediterranean Sea. So you don't have to go with the waves if you don't want to. There's a place called Marina. There's a place called El Abd. These are the like the flat water in the north coast. But you can go anywhere where there's high waves if you like to wave, like even with a twin-tip board, you can take it. But the challenge thing is it's onshore and it's in the direction of the waves. So if you're not if you're a beginner, it's not for a beginner spot unless you have a, and there is no kite surfing centers there. So you are on your own. But it's really nice because you can actually go from one place to another. It's very, like I would say, it's a luxurious place. You can find a luxurious place and you can find cheap places. But Almaza Bay is a place where you can find expats, foreigners. It's really nice. You have to try it out if you want to come to summer, like if you want to kite in Egypt in summer, you have to go to the north coast.
Okay.
It's windy every day because it's a geothermal wind. So every day you have wind, but you need to have at least a 13-meter kite as well. So they can kite every day. Like I have an 18-meter kite, so usually I kite every day if I go to north coast.
Okay, interesting.
So you mean the difference between Rhodos and Egypt is the difference in season you have. You can go in the summer. The weather is much better than Egypt, and in terms of kite surfing for sure.
It's a different culture, different food, different experience. So I cannot say it's better or worse. I love both, and I'm doing both for many years. It's just different. In Greece, it's more European, more like, you know.
Okay, so the community is different, the food, the culture,
It's
right?
different culture, different everything.
Yeah, okay. I should try as well. I've tried kiting in California as well. It's really nice. In Australia, it's nice. In Marmaris in Turkey, it was really nice as well. For sure in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I don't know if you tried Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
No.
You have to go in winter if you're gonna go, and it's light wind as well. Oman is really nice. If you check Oman, there's Ras Al Had. It's a very, very nice location, and they have an Asila Island. It's one of the well-known spots. It's on the Indian Ocean, but if you're not afraid from the sharks, they do have quite a good number of tiger sharks, so you're gonna kite with tiger sharks. It's also wavy. Like they have two spots, one flat water and the other one is wave spot. But I like the wave spot because it gives you more adrenaline rush, and you can actually go over the waves and you can find something that you play with more than the flat water. Flat water is only for maybe I would say for freestyle. If you do the unhooking style.
So maybe
whereas
you are talking, you can introduce yourself shortly, what we did at the beginning.
Okay, I'm Karim. I'm a petroleum engineer. I'm a kite surfing instructor. I've been kiting since 2014. I like to travel. I have traveled like 28 countries, and whenever I travel, I take my kite with me. And if there's any wind, I just go. Even if there's no kite surfing center, I just take the kite, I pump it, and I just explore the area with my kite. Luckily, I didn't have any major accident in the water, like to be lost in the deep water. But I play safe a little bit. But I like to explore spots Like when I go to Turkey, I took like the whole south coast to explore everything. I'm also now in Jeddah, like in Saudi Arabia, to explore the coast, but it's really hot nowadays. So it was not a good decision to come for a kite surfing here. And there is no kite surfing center as well, which is surprisingly, because before I come here, I searched for kite surfing centers, and there was a couple of kite surfing centers that chose on Google. But then when I reach here, there's only one, and when I call them, there is no one answering. So now I'm checking. Maybe I need to go more north. I don't know if you heard about Neom. There's a new project they are building. It's on because Saudi Arabia is also on the Red Sea, similar as Egypt, but it's more south. So when you go more south, it's more hot here and humid for sure. The problem here with the humidity, it's like maybe more than 70% humidity. So it's challenging a little bit. I think that's it for me.
Okay, and what are your plans for the summer?
I think I might go to Miami. I'm thinking Miami. I actually had a job offer in Greece and Rhodos. That's why I was like, okay, maybe I check it out, how it looks like. Like there is Rhodos kite surfing center. There's like a couple of centers that I was contacting that to go and work over there. And it's a good thing to work as an instructor is they actually they invite you over to go and work, and like I teach people and I kite at the same time. I don't have any expenses. Like they provide me accommodation, food, travel expenses, and I enjoy my time as well. I like to teach people anyways. So, but Miami is a really nice spot. I heard it's packed. The lifestyle there is different, so I might go to explore as well in Miami and the south coast of the US. Maybe I go to Dominican Republic because it's very close to US as well. I'm not sure yet. I'm planning it for the summer.
Okay. Okay, so nice to see you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
I hope we will continue this project, and I hope more presenters will be next time than me.
Hopefully, yeah.
And I'm planning to do it once a month.
Hopefully.
And
Nice.
recording, and I hope we will have more people and introduce each other, and then make some connections and meet somewhere in the world. Okay.
So if you're coming to Rhodos this July, we will keep in touch.
Yes. Okay.
Sure, and see you in the water.
Thank you very much. Yeah.